Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So for the past couple of years, I've continued to kind of get questions about, how to thrift shop, where to go thrift shopping, what items should I look for, which items should I just buy new. And some of you guys don't know this, but for a while I actually worked in the fashion industry for some time, as well as, I kind of had my own clients that I catered to, and, was a personal shopper for them, was their stylist. I did a lot of costuming. I'll insert a couple pictures here just so you guys can see. But yeah, that was kind of my passion and my actual job for years. And occasionally I still do it. Every once in a while I'll take a client or something like that. But for the most part, it's just kind of been me trying to infuse that more and more into this channel. So today I kind of wanted to give you guys like my top 5 like thrift shopping tips. Now, I'm literally going to have like basic tips, like I am scared to death to thrift shop and have never actually done it, all the way to the spectrum of, I love to thrift shop, I'm a pro, and I could use a couple more tips here and there. So I really kind of want to cater to everybody, no matter what level you're at as far as thrift shopping and kind of finding a look for you. And then also, I don't know if some of you guys can know this, but I have a little bit of a different makeup look going today. Well, I mean, same kind of basic makeup that I normally do, but I did try out the Rihanna Fenty foundation and the matchsticks, which is like the concealer, the highlight, and contour color. So comment below if you like the way this foundation looks on me. So far on camera, I really like it. So let's get into it. Number 1 is to create a budget. Like before you even decide to go, before you drive up, pull up to the store, whatever, come up with a strong budget. If you're a beginner, just say, I'm gonna spend 20 bucks or I'm gonna spend 30 bucks and keep it at that. Don't fluctuate, because once you get in there and start getting excited about the pieces that you're finding, you're gonna end up with 15 items in your cart and then realize that you can't afford to purchase all of them. So come up with a strict budget and stick to it. So as you're putting things in your cart and trying things on, really start tallying things up. And once you kind of get close to that mark of that $20 or $30 or $40 range, whatever price it is, stop. Now, if you are a pro, this is the pro tip for this. Kind of create a contingency, kind of like a little bit of like a flexible budget. So something that I do is I'll say, okay, I'm gonna spend $50, but if I find something that's like to die for, that I absolutely need, and it's like, let's say I'm going to like a red carpet event or whatever, and I'm like, this dress is amazing, and it's 60 bucks, like I'll give myself like a $15, $20 kind of like leeway in between that budget, just in case I find the most, amazing and spectacular piece. If you're a beginner, I would say just keep it at a hard line until you kind of get used to thrift shopping and knowing kind of what to look for. Because the thing is like when you walk in, you might see 3 or 4 different items that you really like, and you haven't even gotten to the back of the store yet. So I love to just like comb through everything and then kind of decide from there with my flexible budget. Number 2 is to be prepared before you go. Now what I mean by this is, physically prepared. Like, have you slept? Have you eaten like a decent lunch that's like not too heavy? And do you have water with you and everything else? Because people kind of get this preconceived idea that thrift shopping is kind of like regular shopping at the mall. You just walk in, you kind of comb through a few racks, grab a top, try it on, and you leave. Thrift shopping is not like that at all. You will spend hours there. Just plan to spend hours, because all of the items on the rack aren't the exact same type of top. I mean, unless you go to a consignment store, they might get maybe a bulk order from maybe like a high street store. And because of that, they might have maybe 6 of the same top, but then after that, every other top will be different. So be prepared to really be combing through, are you wearing comfortable clothes, or do you have sneakers on? Like, I don't like to carry, you guys have seen my purse in some of my other videos, the one that I carry every day, my Joss & B bag. That bag is really heavy. So bring like a small like little side satchel bag, or maybe like a little wallet that just has your cards in it that you can easily slip in and out of your pocket while you're changing. And here is a pro tip. For those of my mamas out there that have been thrift shopping for a while, here's a pro tip for you. Make sure that whatever you wear is very form-fitted to the body and stretchy. And this is why. Because when you go to places like Goodwill, where the racks are right next to each other, you want to make sure that you can kind of squeeze through and maneuver and not get caught on racks. Because there's times where I've gone in like a sweater and I'm like trying to squeeze through and grab something before somebody else gets to it, and I get caught on a rack or a hanger and I'm trying to like detach myself. So just make sure that, if you're gonna go and you're kind of like a pro, you're used to thrift shopping, you wear something that's very form-fitting, maybe some leggings and a tank top or something like that, that's gonna make it easy for you to kind of get through the store. 3, go in with an idea of what you want. So let's say, you have your budget. Let's say you're gonna spend like 30 or 40 bucks, whatever. And then you kind of create a list. Like, okay, I want a green, flowy, springtime top or fall top or whatever. And then let's say, you know, you maybe have a birthday or a wedding to go to, and you're like, okay, and I want one kind of knee-length strapless satiny type dress. Boom. Okay, so you've got, you know, a list of things that you're kind of looking for. It's not too specific, but it's not too vague. Don't just go in there and say, oh, I'm just looking for dresses. No, what kind of dress? Knee length dress, floor length dress, summer dress. Kind of come up with some parameters, and don't get too specific, like, oh, I want something that's like paisley style, you know, off the shoulder, fitted through the hips. Like, no, just general parameters to kind of help you shop. And if you are a pro, here's my pro tip for this. For me, I hardly actually ever shop while I'm looking at the clothes. I know that seems weird, but for instance, I'll walk into the store and I'll say, okay, I want, you know, a black tank. There is a million black tanks, from the range of like really cheap Forever 21 black tanks to like Diane von Furstenberg tank tops and everything else. So all different sorts of ranges of, you know, price ranges in there. Because when you go to the Goodwill, they'll put a bunch of items all on one rack, and everything on that rack will be like $4, $5, $6 for the most part. Every once in a while, you'll see something that's extremely expensive that they've marked down to like maybe 10 or 12 bucks, and everything else will be like $3. But for the most part, almost everything on that rack will be about the same price. So what I do is I'll say, okay, well, this rack has black tank tops. Now, what I'll do is I'll grab every single item and I feel the material. I've taught myself to know what materials are nice and which materials, the way that they feel and, you know, how high end they are. So at the end of the day, there might be a bunch of different tank tops, but I can feel the difference, and I don't even really need to look at it. I just say black tank tops and I just thumb through and I go, great, this one. And usually when I pull it out, it's something that's more high end. So that is a pro tip, is to learn to feel the material, learn what good materials feel like. That way you can find a more expensive item for the same price as the cheap item next to it. Number 4, don't be afraid to get stuff that's the wrong size. For me, there's plenty of times where I grab stuff that I willingly know is the wrong size. I'm like, this is 2 sizes too big, or this is a size too small, and I will still grab it. If I think it has potential and I can kind of like mold it into something that I really like for instance, this shirt that I'm wearing right now, this is actually like an Armani men's top. Like, this top is, I think it's like an extra large. The sleeves go past my hands about this far, but I actually wore this in my Ocean Hues video, so I'll link it here. I did a style video with my friend Paula, and I was wearing this top. But in my mind, I was thinking of, oh, I'm not just gonna wear it like a button-down dress. Like, I'm gonna tie it, I'm gonna tuck it in, I'm gonna roll up the sleeves or keep the sleeves very flowy, I'm gonna do off the shoulder, you know. So if you know kind of what look you're going for, like you want something to be oversized or more whimsical, do that. Or if you know that something's just slightly too small, but that, you know, like for instance, you might be like on a diet plan or something like that, and you know over the next week you're going to lose maybe 2 or 3 pounds, you know, something like that, then, you know, just go for it. I mean, there's things that I've bought where I know, like, okay, I'm working out, and once I reach my goal, I know I'll be able to fit it. Don't go overboard with those though. If it's too small, do not go overboard. If it's too big, have fun. So my pro tip for that is, you know, tailor or twist. Are you gonna tailor it to fit your body, or are you gonna twist it in a way so that it works with whatever you're wearing? So this is what I call a twist. You know, I didn't get it tailored. I just, you know, twisted the style up a little bit to be able to fit my body and to kind of look cute and effortless and that sort of thing. Okay, my last tip, number 5, is to choose quality over quantity. So this should be very, very self-explanatory, but if you're a beginner starting out thrift shopping, one thing that you want to do is make sure that, you know, when you walk into the store, you're not just grabbing the first 5 or 6 pieces that you see and being like, oh my gosh, these are so cheap, I love it, this Forever 21 dress or this Charlotte Russe dress. No, take your time and really comb through and really look at the material, look at the structure of the outfit, make sure that it's still in good condition. You know, really take your time, because you might have 2 dresses in your hand that are both blue, and one might be, you know, from Charlotte Russe and the other one might be from Free People. So honestly, like, sit there and be like, okay, well, this one is $12 and this one is $14, this one's $2 more, but in the store this one will retail for like 10 times as much as this dress, you know. So really take your time and really choose, you know, quality pieces that you know that you can wear over and over again, that you did get for a bargain. And if you are a pro, this is my tip for you, is to stock up on basics you love year round that are quality. So what I mean by that is, for instance, you know, in spring and in summer, I pretty much exclusively wear linen, just because it's really hot outside, it's muggy, I want material that's flowy and that breathes and that looks very, very, you know, effortless and can pair really well with sandals and heels and everything like that. So one thing that I do when I go to the thrift store is I stock up on linen pants, you know, flared legged, wide legged linen pants, linen tops, you know, lots of cotton kind of like tunics and that sort of thing. And so one thing that I do is, as I'm combing through the racks, there are all different kinds of brands and styles and everything. But I specifically go, okay, like I know I love the linen pants and tops from Gap. Like they have amazing stuff and their stuff shows up again and again at the thrift store and I know it's good quality. So let me get it from Gap. Let me get it from Banana Republic. They have lots of good flared wide leg pants. There might be, you know, other brands that have, you know, those same pieces that I'm looking for, but it's a cheaper quality. So I just make sure to look for those specific brands when I'm looking for those specific staple pieces. And they're usually really cheap. They're usually, you know, 5, 10, 12 bucks. And I get them in bulk and they last me, you know, years and years and years. As far as like stocking up on basics, you know, tank tops, look for really nice silk tank tops or really nice tailored tank tops from more high-end stores that you know that you can wear year-round and really pair and switch out as the seasons change. That's going to really help you to build kind of like a nice stable wardrobe where you're not constantly having to buy clothes all the time. So those are my tips for thrift shopping, or even if you're a pro who's been thrift shopping for a while, kind of give you some more tips to kind of add to your arsenal. If you guys really enjoy style videos like this where I'm kind of talking about my experiences and tips as far as like fashion and music, you know, comment below, let me know. I'd love to do more of these, and like this video if you want to see more. I'll be posting more as usual, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.